What the hell is going on with Rolex prices right now? We haven't talked about it for a hot minute, so we thought we'd cover it because we've got nothing else to talk about. But first, I'm not a watch expert, I'm just a watch nerd. So if I get anything wrong in this video, or you just really want to comment, pop down below. Whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button? That would be lovely. Thank you very much. So, Rolex prices. They've been in the headlines quite a lot over the last few years because it's no secret, a very large bubble emerged over the disease times. a very large bubble emerged, and we've been having a look at watchcharts.uk, and I've noticed a couple odd things happening. So I sort of want to cover the sort of a 5-year time period of what the hell has been going on with Rolex prices. So looking at the prices from sort of July 2019, the Rolex pricing index was around about 20,000. What does that translate to? So like an average aftermarket price essentially of about 20,000 across the board. However, you get into COVID, and starting in around April, July 2020, the graph sort of goes meteoric, and it's a bit mental. So it more than doubles, okay? So you go from an average of 20,000 to a height of about 38,000. That's not more than doubling, that's just less than doubling. So ignore that more than doubling comment. But it goes from around 20,000 to 38,000. Over the last couple years, bearing in mind the peak was around January 2022, we've been seeing a very dramatic drop off. Since sort of October 2022, November, we've been watching it plateau. The prices have been still getting lower, just a bit slower, and now it looks like we've reached the bottom of the plateau. Have we? Have we reached the floor for Rolex prices? Are they going to keep going lower, even lower, or are they going to go up again? Who knows? But it looks like for now we've reached the floor, because if you have a look at the trend, even at just over a month, we're on about 0.3% more than we were a month ago, which isn't dramatic, but it's been actually quite dramatic in the large scheme of things. The new floor for the Rolex price index seemingly is around 26,000 versus about 20,000 pre-bubonic plague times, okay? So how does that translate to the cost of an actual watch, comparing 2019, the old normal, with the new normal? Completely cutting out the weird in-between times of when the world was going mad and we were locked inside of our homes except for our government-mandated daily exercise if you were in the UK. Do you remember that, Terry?
Oh, I remember that very well.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not breaking the law. I'm going for my daily walk. Haha. Stay away from me though, otherwise I'll smack a bitch because I don't cough near me. So, what's the 5-year percentage change been? Well, it's been dramatic. If you have a look at some of the super sought after models, it's fairly exceptional. So we can only track, on this website at least, the 5-year percentage change of a couple super high demand models, okay? So you're talking Daytona, you're talking Submariner, you're talking GMT Master. They do track the datejust as well, so we will mention that. But for example, the Daytona, Terry, how much higher do you reckon the Daytona is now versus 5 years ago? The old normal versus the new normal?
25%.
25? It's a good guess, to be honest. That would be really reasonable. But no, it's actually 44.8%. So like, if I was gonna guess, I'd probably go around 25%. But with those ultra high demand models, demand has exploded so much and still not come back down to earth. nearly as much as some of the other models, where something like a Daytona is still up almost 50% from the before 4 times. Like the pre-cough world. I'm not saying the big C word because that will get us suppressed in the algorithm. If you look at even something like a datejust, the overall, and this is actually I think one of the biggest surprises, something like a datejust, according to watchcharts.uk, and I'm not saying this is, I just want to make this clear, this is not the be all and end all of information, that states that's 42.6% up on 5 years ago. That's surprising, that's shocking. Submariner, 18.5%, GMT Master, 14.6%. That is madness. Now, if you do a 1 month change, it's actually fairly evenly split. Some models are losing ground, some models are gaining ground. Do a 3 month change. To be honest, overall the market's down on 3 months ago. 6 months, market's very down on 6 months ago. 1 year, ooh, very, very down. Skydweather's doing badly. Skydweather's down 12% on a year ago. Damn. And 2 year change, you have most models being above a 20% down over a 2 year timeline. So what we're seeing, in essence, is a big drop in Rolex pricing versus 2 years ago. That's it graphed over 2 years. If that were a company's stock price, the shareholders would plaster the walls in their fecal matter because they would be horrified. But it looks a bit better over a 5 year timeline. So if you happen to get a watch 5 or more years ago from Rolex, you're doing very well. You're doing amazingly. Is now a great time to buy a Rolex? Is that the reason why you're watching this video? My answer is I don't know. If you want the watch and you're offered the watch and you've been on the list for the watch, get the goddamn watch. If you don't want the watch and you just want it to get it to sell it on, you're a poo-poo head and you shouldn't get the watch. Get the watch if you want the watch, to wear the watch, or even just to keep as an investment piece, I guess, if you're one of those. But don't get it just to sell it on immediately because you're likely not going to make any money anymore. So to you and to the scalpers, because the market's not really going in your favor over a long time period. Let me sum it up. 5 years ago, the average price was 20 grand. Now the average price is about 26. So we're up about 30% versus 5 years ago. And it's likely this is the new normal for Rolex pricing, at least until their new factories come online. So there we go. What do you think, Terry?
Shocking.
Shocking.
It is shocking.
I'm not really shocked. Yeah. I think it's the insane demand that happened during the coughs are bad times. The insane demand has just created this new cult around Rolex, and honestly, I think that's what's keeping prices inflated versus what they used to be. Rolex is now elevated in the eyes of so many people because of where they were for that short amount of time. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, pop down into the comments and let me know why, because it was just me chatting some poo about graphs. And whilst you're down in the comments, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button? I would absolutely love it if you did that. And whilst we're on the subject of the join button, thank you very much to all of our channel members on screen now, and to everyone else, watch yourselves.